Hello, ladies. Welcome to day 3. Everyone's so warm and lovely on day 3. I love it. Welcome.
Thanks for waking
I am
up.
Jennifer DePasquale. I am the president and co-founder of Women in Retail. And to my left, I have the fabulous Vanessa and Jane of Avataar.
Hi.
So welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I want to start with your backgrounds. So tell me a little bit about your background, who you are. I know Vanessa and I have known each other for 100 years.
So many.
You look good for our age. And
That's AI.
That's AI right there.
Yeah.
And she has a very rich background in tech. Jane has a beautiful, rich background in retail. So tell me a little bit about yourselves and what made you make the move to Avataar.
Great. Hi, good morning. My name is Jane Rawnsley. I am the SVP of Creative at Avataar, a role that I've occupied for 4 months now. Prior to that, though, I have 20 years of experience in retail, learning the art of imagery and visual brand storytelling at retailers like Gap and Williams-Sonoma, Wayfair. I've managed really large creative teams, 250 people, photographers, stylists, 3D artists. My career started way back in film, and my whole career has been transitioning from film to digital teams to CGI, really trying to create rich customer experiences through visual storytelling. But we really weren't able to truly get parity to a physical retail experience. And so I joined Avataar because I really see the opportunity to scale and drive experiences using AI, right? The efficiencies and the opportunity to create these experiences, I really feel like we're finally on that cusp. And so really excited to be a part of this tech platform.
Yeah, so full circle for you. And how about you,
Yeah,
Vanessa?
so I've spent the last 20 years in retail tech, but I was a zillion years ago a trained professional makeup artist, and so have that creative instinct within me. But for me, it was really ensuring that any type of tech environment that I'm in is the technology is enabling the human success and the human involvement, whether or not that be store teams or creative teams, the efficiencies in-house. And so for me, you know, AI has this buzzword, as we all know, right? And so for me, it was making sure that this wasn't going to be a displacement of the humans themselves, rather than the leveling up of the skill set or the outcome. And specifically, Avataar was exciting for me because it's enabling the success of creative artists. So going back to my roots and how can we help take the human eye further and faster? So it was a really exciting opportunity to join.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point too, because the fear of AI, right, is to replace the human element. And as we're learning, this is a tool, right? It's a tool in your toolkit for our leaders to use. Mm-hmm. So I wanna use our time wisely so everybody can get a deep dive here. So as Vanessa said, it's a buzzword. You've heard it throughout the conference. It's a line item on everybody's budgets.
Don't know where to spend it.
Exactly. Some people are in their infancy. You know, what do I do with this? Some people are a little further along, but they don't know how to scale. So talk to us about your day one learnings here. I know you had some great conversations in terms of everyone's current challenge and pain points and how you can help.
And I think, listen, what we heard on day one is still that absolute requirement and focus on how we're immersing ourselves with our consumers. Mm-hmm. They're spending less. The emotional attachment is becoming harder and harder. And so I think for us, it was exciting to hear that we need to figure out a creative way to enable that human connection and that human emotion, whether it's through a screen or to replicate in the stores. And so being able, again, to lean on the AI component to help kind of deliver that experience. But again, AI is a learning machine. It can only be taught what the humans teach it. Yep. And so to, again, I kind of joked with our lunch squad yesterday, I look at AI kind of like a toddler. Like they can be kind of scary and unpredictable, but yeah, if you guide them, coach them, develop them, hold hands with them, they can eventually become hopefully productive little humans at some point. Yeah. And so similar
I like
with
that.
this,
I like that.
Right? They're a little scary, but maybe they're great at the same time.
Yeah. Let's talk about, because I know you all want specific case studies that you can learn from. So talk about specific examples of some of the retailers that you're working with and how they've successfully leveraged Avataar to extend their budget into the digital ad spend and really, really produce tangible marketing results.
Yeah, I think it's really important to start with understanding that Avataar has new age solutions to existing retail problems.
Yeah.
Right? We're very specifically making JPEGs and MP4s. And I think everyone understands how to monetize that JPEG, right? To sell your product, to represent it in its best light. And so we're talking about silo shots and detail shots, lifestyle images, MP4s with amazing product attributes. But it also enables next-gen experiences, right? So those 360 spinners, the AR, VR applications, the Google Shopping. And so it really is a one-stop shop for all of these assets. And I think that's truly the power of it. To talk a couple specifics, because it's early days, we're fairly new in the US market, but we're seeing amazing results with brands that are employing this. There's one global automaker who's seeing a 2.4% conversion rate increase month over month. That's huge. There's a couple marketplaces who are seeing a 1.5 to 2.2 add to cart rate increase and a 1.8 to 6.6% increase in revenue per customer. So real tangible results that we're seeing. I don't know, Vanessa, if you want to talk a little.
Yeah, and I think too, for our marketplace partners out there, right? So creative teams, I was shocked to hear that, you take a single SKU and then you have all these different teams and budgets that are trying to create their content for the same SKU, but to go displace it at different types of that, sales chain. And so to be able to take these creative markets and these creative teams and build this customized type of content, but that can be exported across all these different sales channels, so whether or not your e-com, your PDP, your digital ad spend, your marketing, and then again your social components, is then also allowing, that consumer that streamlined experience across the brand. But then taking it one step further and enabling these marketplaces to what has really been looked upon as cost centers for the business. How can we take them to net neutral? But then more importantly, how can we also help them stand up content as a service for their brands and their manufacturers to then go build this content, and now we're transforming them into actual profit centers.
I think that is so key. I really want to drive that point home. So you can actually use this technology to help your technology stack, right? Whatever you save with this development, you're going to be able to reinvest elsewhere, or you're going to be able to scale.
It's really the unicorn effect.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk a little bit about scalability for the retailers, because obviously here we have beautiful entrepreneurs like Emma from Wildfang, or all the way up to the enterprise brands and retailers. So how can different sizes and levels of maturity, how can you help them stay competitive in the retail landscape?
Yeah, like Vanessa touched on, these are assets that can be used throughout the entire marketing funnel, right? So, it is everything from a planogram, right, for your retail experience, 360 spinners online, marketing assets. So it is the entirety of the creation pipeline and the customer experience. So for small businesses, that might mean kickstarting a content program, right, an end-to-end process. Where they're really able to drive meaningful scale and potentially net new experiences, driving delight within the customer discovery experience. But what we're seeing is in larger businesses, it's actually a scale play, where they're able to go much deeper into their catalog, getting coverage for imagery and videos on products that maybe they would not have invested in the past, just because there wasn't enough budget to go around.
Right.
And so we're really seeing that enablement, and once you have the content on it, then you're able to market it in all sorts of different ways.
And I think too, right, having to be able to solve the right now problems, but then set you all up and these brands up to be ready for when those next gen experiences are becoming more of a demand. You have those assets in your toolbox so that when and if these consumers are looking for an AR, VR type of experience, or heaven forbid we move to these new devices and we're really transforming this immersive experience from recreational to true commerce, you're set up and ready to go. And so it's really driving the functional way of shopping at a further scale, right? These consumers are, yes, it's for the warm and fuzzies, how will this look in my house? But more importantly, that functional buying process is enabled. So this product isn't just what it says it will do. We've transitioned into the show me, don't tell me world.
Right, I love that phrase.
And so to be able to have a better understanding that, this, will open and close the way it will. I paid for white glove delivery service, but now it won't fit through my front door. So what do we do, right? And so how can we help to enable that level of confidence in that more immersive way? So you may not be ready for it now, but you'll have these exports readily available in your toolbox for when the consumers are demanding it.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
And congratulations to
Thank
the
you.
both of you. Where can we find more information? I know you're here all day.
Here all day, happy to have conversations. And like I said, we didn't really touch upon the AI piece, so we're also happy to kind of share with you how we're able to scale up and utilize that technology. But again, we are built for the artist community and be happy to tell you how you can either leverage it or use it within your own teams. So.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Fun.